Welcome to The Explainer. This is where we break down big, important ideas into presentations that are clear, engaging, and easy to follow. Today, we're going to dive into the incredible messages that are recited during the Tarawih prayers in Ramadan. We'll kick things off by understanding the heart of this special prayer. Then, we'll journey through the first and second nights, uncovering these foundational stories and some really powerful lessons. After that, we'll look at the core commands that give a real framework for life, and we'll wrap it all up with a beautiful prayer for guidance.
All right, so let's start with the basics. What exactly are these prayers, and why are they so incredibly central to the whole month of Ramadan?
Well, you can think of it as this month-long, totally immersive experience with the Quran. It's not just some ritual you go through. No, it's a real spiritual journey through the divine guidance in the text, night after night, and this allows for some really deep reflection and connection.
Okay, let's get right into it. The very first night is huge because it basically sets the stage for the entire month. It's all about laying down the absolute foundations of faith. So, everything kicks off with Surah Al-Fatiha, which literally means the opening. And it's called that for a reason. It's the first chapter of the Quran. But it's also considered the essence of the entire book. You know, it's recited in every single prayer, which makes it the most repeated chapter and, really, a constant direct conversation with God. And as you can see, it follows this powerful and really concise formula. You start by acknowledging and praising God. Then, you pledge your exclusive worship and ask for his help. And finally, you wrap up with maybe the most important request anyone can make, praying for steadfast guidance on the right path.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Right at the beginning, these foundational stories are presented. It's like a way of putting the entire human experience into context from the get-go. And this just brilliantly illustrates the whole cycle of the human condition, right? We see our origin story, our capacity to make mistakes through temptation, but, and this is key, we also see our ability to seek forgiveness and be shown mercy. Then the narrative jumps to Abraham, establishing the physical heart of worship, the Kaaba, which links all believers back to this foundational act of devotion. Okay, let's move on to the second night and see how this all builds. The focus here kind of shifts from that foundational history to these really powerful parables and societal guidance, things that really challenge us to think a little deeper. And you gotta understand, these aren't just historical tales that you're supposed to listen to passively. Not at all. They are profound lessons, absolutely packed with symbolism, designed to connect with every generation and, with every person's own struggles and questions. Each one of these parables teaches such a vital lesson. We see God's absolute power over life and death, both in the story of the people who tried to escape it and in Abraham's incredible test of faith. We find hope for justice in the story of the oppressed being liberated. And in Zechariah's prayer, we learn that sincere faith can literally bring about the impossible. Together, they paint this picture of a God who is both all-powerful and deeply, deeply merciful. Now, these stories aren't just for inspiration. They actually form the basis for a practical code of conduct. So after hearing about faith and mercy, the next logical question is, okay, how do we translate that into our daily lives? Well, the recitation gives us a really clear ethical framework. So here's the crucial point. The Quran doesn't just give us stories. It provides a super practical and comprehensive guide for living a moral and just life. You can see how it covers our relationship with God, with our families, our communities, and even our financial dealings. It's a whole blueprint for a just society and, for a righteous individual. And what's so beautiful is that woven throughout all these stories and laws and lessons are these deeply personal prayers. They act as perfect models for how believers can and should communicate with God. This particular prayer, which was said by Abraham and Ishmael while they were building the Kaaba, is just so powerful. It really captures the essence of devotion. You do something good with sincerity, and then you turn to God with total humility, just hoping he accepts it. It's this perfect blend of action and prayer. And that, right there, is really the heart of it all. The nightly Tarawih prayers are like a month-long training session. They're this annual reminder that faith isn't static. It's built on a continuous cycle of listening, understanding, reflecting, and then, and this is the most important part, acting on it. It really challenges us to find just one thing. It could be to speak more kindly, or to fulfill a promise, or to just connect with more focus, and to bring that thing from recitation into our reality.
That's the powerful question the Tarawih prayer leaves us with every single night. Thanks so much for joining this explainer.